Okay, I want you to picture something for me. You can even close your eyes if you have to.
Hmm.
You are standing on a terrace. The air is warm. There's a gentle breeze, and you are looking out over the Andaman Sea. It is that impossible turquoise you only see in
That's
magazines.
the dream. That's the moment people work their entire careers for.
Exactly. You're holding a cold drink, and you realize this isn't a hotel. This is your villa. You own this.
That specific feeling of I made it.
Yes. And you knew there was a but coming. Before we get to the sunsets, there is this silent budget killer lurking in the background.
And it's something really boring, which is exactly why it's so dangerous.
It is the exchange rate. And today we are going to absolutely obsess over it. We're diving deep into a specialized guide from Ocean Worldwide.
Right, and we should pause on that for a second. The source here is everything. This isn't just some random blog post.
No, absolutely not.
Ocean Worldwide is a luxury real estate agency that's been physically on the ground in Phuket since 2004.
Since 2004. So they have seen the booms, the busts, everything.
They've seen this movie before, many times, and the insights we're unpacking, they come from their director, Sandra O'Neill. She has helped literally thousands of families and investors navigate these exact waters.
So when she says, this is how you avoid losing money, we listen.
We listen.
That's the mission for this deep dive. We want to decode the financial mechanics of buying property abroad and move past the sticker price to see how you can potentially save thousands.
Or tens of thousands, really. It's about financial intelligence. It's like finding a discount code that nobody else knows about.
So let's start there. This sticker price fallacy. I see a villa for $15 million, but I assume that's the price I pay. End of story. But that's not true.
That's total illusion. The asset is priced in Thai baht. That's the fixed point. But your savings, your wealth, that's probably in US dollars or euros or British pounds.
Right.
Which means the price of the house isn't fixed for you at all. It's floating. It changes every single second the currency markets are open.
It's so weird to think of a house price ticking up and down like a stock on a screen, but that's what it is, isn't it?
It is. And Ocean Worldwide breaks down the math, and it's honestly a bit startling. They use an example of a shift of just 1 baht per pound.
1 baht. That sounds like nothing. Literally pennies.
You wouldn't even bend over to pick it up. But
That's-
you have to scale it. Let's say you're transferring 200,000 pounds for a condo.
Okay.
If the exchange rate is 40 baht to the pound, you get 8 million baht.
8 million. Got it.
Now, let's say some inflation data comes out and the rate moved to 41 baht to the pound. That same 200,000 pounds now gets you 8.2 million baht.
Whoa, wait. So that's a difference of 200,000 baht, which is what?
Roughly 5,000 pounds, just like that. Koof, it appears out of thin air.
So just by timing it differently, I've basically made $5,000. That's a furniture package. Or a motorbike to cruise around the island on.
Or your common area fees for 2 years. It's free money.
Yeah.
But then there's the scary part, the reverse scenario. What if it drops from 40 down to 39?
Then I lose that. I lose that purchasing power.
You do. You send your money, but you arrive 200,000 baht short. And on a luxury villa, the source says a small fluctuation can wipe out over 25,000 pounds.
That is painful. That's a whole renovation budget just gone, vaporized. Because
Yeah.
you transferred on a Tuesday instead of a Thursday.
It just highlights the takeaway here. The exchange rate is either your best friend or your worst enemy. It determines the real cost of the asset.
Okay, so if the stakes are that high, we need to talk about avoiding the traps. The guide from Ocean Worldwide has a very clear list of don'ts. And number 1 is the classic traveler mistake.
The airport trap.
I feel like we all know this one. You land, you're tired, you just want to grab a coffee, so you go to the first booth you see.
And for a coffee, fine. Who cares if you lose 50 cents on a latte?
Yeah.
But for a property deposit, Sandra O'Neill is adamant about this. Absolutely never.
Why? I mean, we know it's a bad rate, but why is it so bad?
It's a captive audience model. You've just landed, you're desperate, so they charge a huge premium. The source gives a great data point. An airport might offer you 30 back for a US dollar.
Okay.
But a 10-minute taxi ride into town, a proper bureau, might offer 34.50.
That is a massive spread. More than 10%. On a property deal, that is. That's borderline criminal.
It's the difference between affording the villa and not.
Mm.
But the second trap is one that worries me more because it feels safer. The high street bank.
Yeah, this one surprises me. If I'm transferring my life savings, my first instinct is my bank. It feels legitimate.
It is legitimate in that they won't run away with your money. But it is incredibly expensive. They charge you a transfer fee, maybe 15 to 30 pounds. That's the fee you see.
Right, but 30 quid on a house purchase isn't going to kill me.
No, but that's the decoy. The real cost is in the exchange rate itself. They give you a rate with a markup, usually 3 to 5%, worse than the actual market rate.
So they're taking a slice off the top and a slice off the rate.
Exactly. You're paying for their marble floors.
Yeah.
A 3% markup on 200,000 pounds is 6,000 pounds. You're just handing it to them for pressing a button.
That makes me physically ill. It's invisible money. You don't see it leave your account as a fee.
Precisely. It's hidden in the math.
Yeah.
It's the most expensive safety you can buy.
Okay, so no airport, no regular bank. Where do the pros go? Ocean Worldwide mentioned a few specific names. Let's break it down into cash versus big transfers.
Good distinction. For physical cash, say you're on the ground in Phuket with Sandra looking at properties and you need money for fees or furniture, the gold standard is super rich.
Super rich. I love that name. Very aspirational.
It's subtle, isn't it? You'll see them, they have bright green or orange branding. There's another one too called Value Plus Nay.
And why are they better?
It's pure volume. They operate like a wholesale business. They turn over so much cash they can take a tiny profit margin on each transaction.
So super rich or value plus for walking around money. But you can't carry a suitcase of cash to buy a villa. What about the big wire transfers?
This is where fintech really comes into play. You want to get as close as possible to the interbank rate.
Define that for us. Interbank rate.
It's the rate banks use when they trade with each other, the real price of the currency, before markups. And services like Wise, it used to be TransferWise, or accounts like Revolut, let you access rates very, very close to that.
And the fees are lower.
Much lower. Maybe 0.5% to 2% compared to the 3 to 5% plus fees at a bank. On a property purchase, using a platform like Wise could literally save you the cost of a new kitchen.
It's amazing how technology has democratized this. 10 years ago, you had no choice. You were a hostage to your bank.
Exactly. And the strategy is you load money in your home currency, pounds, dollars, whatever, and you just let it sit. You don't convert it right away. You wait until you see a rate you like, and then you click the button.
That leads us perfectly into the advanced strategies, because it's not just where you exchange, it's when and how.
This is crucial. Buying a property takes weeks or months. You shouldn't just wake up on closing day and transfer everything at whatever rate is available at 9 a.m. That's just gambling.
It's reckless. So what's the smarter way?
First, just monitor the trends. But the real pro move is something called splitting the exchange.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Precisely. Don't transfer the full 200,000 pounds in one go. Break it up. 50,000 this week, another 50,000 next week. You smooth out the volatility.
I like that.
You might not hit the absolute perfect moment to buy, but you definitely won't hit the absolute bottom. You're mitigating risk.
It takes the pressure off. You don't have to be some market wizard.
Consistency beats luck. But let's say you're really risk-averse. The idea of the rate changing at all keeps you up at night. There's another tool, the forward contract.
The lock-in. How does that actually work?
It's basically an insurance policy. You agree on a rate today for a transfer that's happening, say, a month from now. You tell a broker, I promise to buy 5 million baht from you on February 1st at this exact rate.
So even if the market crashes tomorrow, my rate is safe.
Your rate is guaranteed. Now, the flip side is true too. If the rate gets way better, you don't get that benefit. You're locked in.
So you're paying for certainty.
Correct. And for a property buyer, certainty is often worth more than potential gain. You can sleep at night.
That peace of mind is huge. But Ocean Worldwide did include a serious warning. We've talked about expensive, but some options are just plain dangerous.
Yes, and I'm glad Sandra O'Neill included this. There's been a rise in dubious exchangers, especially on apps like Telegram.
The Telegram warning, this sounds like the Wild West.
It is. You'll find people promising rates that are literally better than the interbank rate. It shouldn't be possible. But the source is clear. If they only communicate via an encrypted app and have no physical office or business license, you can verify, run.
It's a classic too good to be true scam.
It is. And the risk isn't just a bad rate, it's total capital loss. You send your money to a ghost on Telegram and they vanish. You have zero recourse.
Amen to that. Stick to the known names. Don't get cute with your life savings.
Precisely. The goal is to buy a villa, not a cautionary tale.
I want to zoom out a bit. We've talked about the purchase, but the guide makes a really good point about the long game. Once you buy the villa, the currency story isn't over, is it?
No, it's just the beginning. You have to shift your mindset from buyer to owner, and you have to ask, are you planning to rent the property out?
Right, because then my income is in Thai baht.
Exactly. Your income stream isn't bought, but your expenses back home. A mortgage, school fees might be in pounds, so the exchange rate basically dictates your salary.
So if the pound weakens against the baht,
Then your bought rental income is suddenly worth more pounds when you convert it back. You're effectively getting a raise without raising the rent.
but if the pound gets stronger,
You take a pay cut. Your rental income converts to fewer pounds. That's why you have to see this as an ongoing variable in your investment.
it's a sophisticated way to look at it. You're not just buying bricks and mortar, you're buying exposure to the Thai economy.
You are. Which is why the final piece of advice from the source is to budget for volatility. Build in a buffer.
A buffer, how much?
Sandra and her team suggest 2 to 3%. If the property costs 10 million baht, act like it costs 10.3 million. Have that extra cash ready.
Because if the rate swings against you in the final week, you don't want the deal to fall through because you're short a few $1,000s.
Exactly. It prevents the dream from becoming a nightmare right at the finish line.
This has been such an eye-opener. It turns out the most profitable part of buying a villa might be the spreadsheet work beforehand.
Well, maybe not the most exciting part. I still think the sunset is better.
Fair point. Okay, let's recap the battle plan. We are avoiding airports and high street banks like the plague.
Correct. Budget vampires.
We're looking at super rich and value plus for cash and using tech like Wise or Revolut for the big transfers.
Yep. And considering splitting the exchange to average out risk or a forward contract to lock in certainty.
And we are staying far, far away from shady Telegram deals.
Verifiable businesses only.
It sounds like a lot, but this is what separates the smart investors from the ones who get lucky or unlucky. And look, this requires a steady hand. All this insight comes directly from Ocean Worldwide.
And that context is so important. Sandra O'Neill's been doing this since 2004. That's 2 decades of real-world experience.
So if you're serious about finding that dream home and want help with these financial logistics, you need to go to oceanwwp.com.
That's oceanwww-p.com.
They can help you find the property, but as we've seen today, they also understand how to actually pay for it without losing your shirt.
And that is the value of a good agent. They don't just show you the view, they show you the reality.
I want to leave you with one final thought. We think of the price of a property as the start of a negotiation, right? You offer lower, they counter. But understanding currency is a way to effectively lower the price without ever talking to the seller.
That's a great way to put it. You're negotiating with the market, not the person.
You can save 5% just by being smart. And nobody has to say no to you.
It's the ultimate silent negotiation.
Thanks for diving in with us today. Go check your exchange rates. Go check out Ocean Worldwide at oceanwwp.com, and we will catch you on the next deep dive.
Happy investing.